Blake Lively's legal team allegedly planning subpoenas for Perez Hilton, Candace Owens, and more to prove Justin Baldoni's role in alleged smear campaign. Hollywood actor Ryan Reynolds is no stranger to stirring up laughter or a little controversy. Known for his razor-sharp wit and clever commentary, Reynolds recently found himself at the center of an unexpected media whirlwind after making a comment many interpreted as a veiled jab at Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex. The remark, seemingly offhand, sparked debate across entertainment and royal commentary circles. Was it a harmless joke or a subtle critique wrapped in humor? With celebrity culture more scrutinized than ever, Reynolds' quip reignited conversations about authenticity, public image, and the evolving expectations placed on public figures. This feature explores the incident in depth, the context, media reactions, social media buzz, and its wider cultural significance. To understand the impact of the remark, it's essential to examine who Ryan Reynolds is, beyond the red carpet persona. Reynolds, a Canadian actor and producer, is celebrated for roles in blockbusters like Deadpool, The Proposal, and Free Guy. His signature brand of comedy, self-deprecating, sly, and occasionally provocative, has made him one of Hollywood's most beloved stars. Off-screen, Reynolds is known for his philanthropic work and savvy business ventures, including co-ownership of Aviation Gin and the Welsh football club Wrexham AFC. But perhaps equally well-known is his marriage to fellow actor Blake Lively. Together, the two have cultivated a charming public relationship built on mutual teasing and down-to-earth humor. Yet Reynolds' humor doesn't stop at home. His recent comments suggest that his comedic instincts occasionally venture into territory where personal and public lives intersect, especially when speaking on celebrity culture. The moment that sparked the headlines came during an interview promoting Reynolds' latest film. While discussing the nature of fame and authenticity in modern Hollywood, Reynolds remarked, "Greater than, it's refreshing to meet people who don't feel the need to tell you they're authentic every 5 minutes. You know what I mean. It's not like we're filming a Netflix documentary over brunch." The reference to a Netflix documentary over brunch was widely interpreted as a subtle jab at Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Their docuseries Harry and Meghan, released on Netflix, featured intimate moments of their home life, including scenes around the breakfast table. Although Reynolds never directly mentioned Markle or Prince Harry by name, the subtext was unmistakable to many. The response to Reynolds' comment was immediate and deeply polarized. Supporters of Reynolds hailed the comment as humorous and accurate. Social media platforms lit up with responses such as, "He's just saying what we're all thinking." "There's a big difference between being real and turning your life into a show." "This is comedy. People need to lighten up." To many fans, Reynolds' remark was a breath of fresh air in a world increasingly filled with curated images and PR-driven narratives. His defenders argued that celebrities, including Markle and Harry, voluntarily step into the spotlight and thus must accept lighthearted commentary. Critics, however, saw the remark as unnecessary and even insensitive. Some observers claimed the comment played into long-standing and unfair narratives about Meghan Markle, particularly the suggestion that she is inauthentic or attention-seeking. Others argued that it demonstrated how women, and particularly women of color, are disproportionately criticized for behavior that is seen as acceptable or even admirable when done by others. Reynolds, they argued, was punching down, using his platform to mock someone who has endured significant public scrutiny and personal attacks. To understand why this seemingly minor remark drew such a strong response, it's important to examine the context surrounding Meghan Markle herself. Since joining the British royal family, and later stepping back from her royal duties with Prince Harry, Meghan Markle has been a lightning rod for public opinion. Her critics see her as overly self-promotional, while her supporters view her as a victim of unfair and often biased media treatment. Her Netflix docuseries, like much of her public activity, was praised by some as a bold act of transparency and dismissed by others as overly scripted and performative. In this environment, even indirect references, like Reynolds, become loaded with meaning. The phrase "being authentic" is one of the most frequently used in celebrity interviews and influencer bios. But in today's world, where nearly every moment is documented, edited, and shared, what does authenticity really mean? Reynolds built his career on humor, but like many comedians before him, he's discovering that even jokes carry weight in today's culture. The rise of social media has democratized public commentary, but also intensified it. Jokes are now dissected for context, impact, and implication. What might once have been brushed off as sarcasm is now examined under a microscope. Comedians such as Ricky Gervais, Kevin Hart, and even Amy Schumer have faced similar backlashes for humor that didn't land the way they intended. This raises questions. Is comedy still a safe space for critique, or have the rules changed? Interestingly, one of the loudest silences in this story comes from Blake Lively. A known acquaintance of Meghan Markle through Hollywood circles, Lively has remained publicly silent about her husband's comment. In a media environment that dissects celebrity couples' every move, her decision not to weigh in has led to speculation. Does she agree with the comment, disapprove, or simply prefer to remain above the drama? In any case, her silence has only fueled curiosity. Several royal watchers and media analysts offered their perspectives on the incident. Royal biographer Angela Levin described the comment as unnecessary, adding that Hollywood has developed a habit of using the Sussexes as easy targets. Meanwhile, others, such as a columnist from The Telegraph, argued that much of the backlash stems not from what Reynolds said, but from how audiences chose to interpret it. He didn't name anyone, the columnist noted. We might ask ourselves why so many people immediately assumed he was talking about Meghan Markle. Both Reynolds and the Sussexes have had high-profile partnerships with the streaming giant. Reynolds starred in several Netflix productions, while Markle and Prince Harry signed a multi-million-dollar deal with the platform to create original content. So far, Netflix has not commented on the situation, but insiders say the company is aware of the headlines and monitoring public sentiment closely. As the entertainment landscape grows more competitive, streaming platforms may need to navigate these PR moments with increasing care. Neither Meghan nor Harry have responded to Reynolds' comments. Sources close to the couple say they're focused on new philanthropic and media projects, and have no intention of engaging in what they view as trivial media noise. However, some analysts believe their silence is strategic, a way to retain dignity and stay focused on their broader mission without getting dragged into a media narrative they can't control. Ultimately, this story isn't just about a joke. It's a case study in how humor, celebrity, identity, and public discourse intersect. Ryan Reynolds' remark, intended or not, reopened debates about who gets to be seen as authentic, how comedy functions in the modern age, and the ever-changing rules of public image. In a world where celebrities are increasingly expected to serve as role models, activists, and entrepreneurs, while still being entertaining, every word matters. Ryan Reynolds likely did not intend to create controversy, but his comment has reminded us how sensitive the cultural atmosphere has become, especially when it involves high-profile figures like Meghan Markle. For audiences, the incident may serve as a reminder to consider not just what is said, but how, why, and by whom. For celebrities, it's another example of the double-edged sword that is fame, the ability to influence, and the responsibility that comes with it. As they continue gathering evidence against Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively and her legal team are reportedly preparing to issue subpoenas to several media influencers in an effort to prove that the It Ends With Us actor and director was involved in an alleged smear campaign targeting the actress. Lively has previously accused Baldoni of being part of a coordinated effort to damage her reputation following the release of It Ends With Us. According to TMZ, individuals who may receive subpoenas include Candace Owens, Andy Signor, and Perez Hilton. The latest legal developments follow Baldoni's decision to withdraw his $400 million defamation countersuit against Lively. The case was formally dismissed last month. Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, shared his frustration in a recent appearance on TMZ Live, saying the court's decision was not fair or right. He emphasized that his client is focused on clearing his name. "Greater than I think that Justin is, a person who wants to be vindicated," Friedman said. "He knows who he is, he knows what he's done, he knows what he hasn't done, and he wants the truth to come out in the appropriate way. He's waiting for his day in court."